Good morning. It is currently 8 a.m. We are getting packed up, getting ready to hit the road. Today is day 6. We're gonna see how many miles we can turn out. Hopefully get close to the Idaho border. We think we figured out what's wrong with the BMW. It may have been a little bit overfilled when they did the oil change. Because we found a bunch of oil in the intake. So we poured out a little bit of the oil into one of our spare containers that we had. And we're gonna see how it does today. If it's still giving us issues, we are thinking maybe we'll stop in Boise, Idaho and do further repairs there. But we'll bring you guys along.
After about an hour of riding, the BMW loses all power. The BMW is fuel injected, and there is not even enough voltage to power the computer, which means push starting the bike is not an option. To continue on with the trail would mean we would probably be towing the BMW all day at 15 miles per hour and possibly lose a day. After weighing our options, we decided to take a shortcut over the mountain to get to the highway as quickly as possible. After towing the bike up some pretty steep sections and pushing it up some even steeper sections, we eventually reached the top of the mountain. The way down is not a very well-traveled path, and at some points barely a path, so I have to scout ahead before turning around and then leading my dad down the trail. At some point on the downhill, the faulty electrical connection makes contact again and the bike starts. It runs off and on, but we get off the trail and back onto the highway. I have my first fall of the trip after trying to catch my dad, who is riding as quickly as he can before the bike dies again. We run into the closest town of significant size before we turn the bike off again, not knowing if it will start. We did not film because it was chaotic and a little stressful. Had we not been able to get over the mountain or have gone lost, we would have been in some serious trouble because we were running out of water and temperatures were in the 90s.
The short of it, a freaking nightmare. A nightmare. Oh boy.
So it turns out we did not figure out what was wrong with the BMW. It has an electrical issue and it just cuts out randomly. So we towed it for part of the way with this rope and pushed it, and it came back. It came back at one point and died again, and so we're thinking it's the battery that's internally either shorting or open because it loses power completely. We're currently in Mount Vernon. We're gonna get something to eat here, and then we're gonna go to John Day and see if we can track down a battery. We're gonna eat at the Silver Spur here in Mount Vernon, Oregon. Coke is gonna be so nice right now. How's that? Super.
After running into each other trying to push start the BMW, we decided to get a tow truck from Mount Vernon to John Day.
So we are at the Best Western in John Day tonight. We will be staying here for a day or two until we can get the electrical issue figured out.
We enjoyed the air conditioning, did some laundry, saw the sights in John Day, and fixed the battery on the BMW.
Alright, got everything we need?
Yep, thank you. Alright, we're getting geared up here at the Best Western. We think we've got the BMW sorted out. We've got a new lithium battery in there, and we took it for a little test drive yesterday. Everything's working great, didn't cut out. So we're gonna take highways to Boise to try and make up some time, and then we'll hop back on the trail there. We made it to Boise, Idaho. Gonna get some food here and then head on up the trail. We did 150 miles from John Day to Boise.
This is a display of an ensign valve at the Arrow Rock Dam. These valves are pretty unique because they have a cone-shaped piston that is actuated by water pressure to open and close the valve.
And look at this big ass bug right here. That thing's huge. Oh man, this is amazing.
Oh man, this is what it's about.
So this is our campsite for the night. We are somewhere east of Boise tonight, here next to this river. We did 237 miles today, so hopefully that makes up for the time we spent in John Day fixing the BMW, and we should be back on schedule.
BMWs around.
Alright, we are all packed up. Today we're going through the Sawtooth National Forest. We've been told it's a pretty awesome spot, so we're gonna hopefully see some cool things, and we'll bring you along. Made it to this little spot.
Not a bad breakfast.
Really good. Number one is through.
We came from all the way over there, all through the valley, up here, around here, up here. We made it. 170 miles today.
Tough miles.
Tough miles.
Tough miles, but good miles.
Look at that view. This is our campsite for the night. We didn't know if we were gonna find anything because there's not much out here. But we're right next to this little creek. So we're pretty happy about it. And there's a ton of firewood here for a fire. So we're gonna call it a day. On our way to the creek, go take a bath. Tonight's dinner. And of course, sponsored by Boda.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss the next episodes of this amazing journey. We'll see you then. Be there and stay square.